What's going on, guys? Nice to see ya. So about 20 years or so ago, 20 years, a friend of mine told me a little adage about the film industry. There are 3 ways to make a movie: fast, good, and cheap, and you can choose 2. Meaning that if you want to make a good movie, you could do it fast, but it's going to cost a lot of money, or you could do it cheap and it's going to take a long time. You can choose any 2 of those, and the third one is going to be the opposite. That's not 100% true anymore because access to equipment has gotten a lot easier. Gear is more affordable to get into. You don't have to have a giant expensive cinema camera to make a movie. A ton of movies have been made using digital cameras now, including small DSLR cameras. And there was even a movie a couple years ago, and I'm spacing on the name of it, that was shot with iPhones, and it got released. So having the most high-end equipment is not really necessary anymore. And it goes to show you that having a quality story is far more important. So if you want to make a fast and cheap movie and you want to mitigate against it being bad, you want to be the best possible employee you can on set. Or if you're a producer, you want to hire the best possible employee to work on your set, somebody who's going to be proactive. So here's 10 set etiquette tips. Setiquette? Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. If not, trademark Steve Everson 2019. So here's 10 set etiquette tips to help you be better at your job no matter what the title is. Here we go. Arrive on set early. If you get to set on time, you're already late. And that takes me right into number 2. Be ready to work. And what I mean by that is nobody cares if you're tired. You're in a workplace, and that's what you should be there to do. This is no different than any other job, although it does get a lot more profile, so people think there's a lot more freedom in it. It's still a job. When I was starting out, I did a movie with some friends that was basically no budget. We all volunteered, got together on weekends, and shot the entire thing. And one particular day, one of the crew members slash actors, because we all did double roles in that, he went out drinking after the first night of shooting and had a horrible time the next morning. In fact, we were driving together, and I was driving, he was my passenger, and he had already made us late because he absolutely could not get out of bed. Finally got into the truck. I had to drive up this windy mountain road, and he was not doing well, and I was speeding as fast as I could to get to set on time. And I could hear him breathing heavy. He had his nose out the window trying to keep fresh air. Eventually we got to set, and only a few minutes late, fortunately, he immediately had to run off into the forest and get sick, and then came back. He was a superstar after that. But you don't want to be that guy that 20 years later somebody is talking about you on a YouTube video. Just don't be that guy. Always remember, it's a job and it's long hours. A lot of people are gonna tell you that working in the film industry is really murder on your social life. And that's not all the time. Sometimes you're not working on a project for several weeks or even a month or 2. And if you don't mind working long hours, then a film set is a great place to work. Number 3. Turn off your ringer. Your phone will always ring at the wrong time. I read an interview with Spike Lee a long time ago where he said if somebody's phone goes off while he's rolling the camera, it's a $50 fine. I'm a huge advocate for that. And let me just say, yes, I've been guilty of it. In fact, my very first day after moving to Los Angeles, I went to work for a company where we were a vendor on big shows. And I don't know if it was The Voice or something like that. And as soon as they rolled cameras, it was on full blast. Text message came in and everybody spun around. I had to grab my phone as quickly as possible, turn off the ringer. Fortunately, nobody screamed at me. But I will never ever forget that moment, and that's why I impress it on people now. Number 4, don't talk to the talent unless your job specifically requires you to. Actors and on-air talent are there to do a job. They do not need a fan there at the moment. If there's an opportunity after rap, that is something completely different. But when somebody's trying to remember their lines and their actions, their directions, all of those things, you're not doing them any favors, and you're not doing yourself or the production any favors. If somebody notices you doing that, you're not going to get called back again. Number 5, eliminate this from your mindset. That's not my job. Just eliminate that right now. Don't ever think it. Don't ever say it. Recently, Megalith was doing a shoot that we shot in a bar, and we did not have enough prop bottles for the shoot. I myself, as the producer, climbed into the dumpster and pulled out a bunch of used liquor bottles at this bar that were covered in. Needless to say, you should never take the mindset that it's not your job to do something. Zappa, you're snoring. Zaps. Zappa. You're snoring very loud. Are we good on that one? Moving on. Number 6. The simplest solution is the best solution. There is absolutely no reason why you should ever spend 10 minutes arguing over the best way to do something when it would take you 2 minutes to do it the hardest way. Just remember that the shoot takes priority over everything else. You don't want to be the person to delay the camera rolling because you're arguing over a bucket of mop water. There's no better way to not get asked back. Number 7, hurry up and wait. You're going to hear that a lot. A lot. A lot. So like I said, it's long hours and a lot of it is waiting around. You might have to wait for the camera to move, wait for a lighting adjustment, wait for talent. There are a million things that you could be waiting for. So this is a perfect time to catch up on other tasks, like making sure there's enough water bottles in the cooler, or emptying the trash bags out and putting fresh ones in. Or if you really can't find anything, you find one of your production coordinators and ask, how can I help? Don't just sit around waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. This is also a good time to remind you to stay hydrated. As a PA, you're going to be on your feet and you're going to be moving around more than most people on a set. So you're going to have to do that for several days in a row and always long hours, so stay hydrated. Number 8, and this one comes from a director friend of mine, so I am going to word it just like he did. A film school degree will earn you exactly 0 given. So I don't think I really need to explain to you what he means by that. I think it's pretty clear based on the verbiage. So don't take that the wrong way. Just understand that what you learn in film school doesn't matter what the campus is, where the campus is located. It's generally the same information. Number 9, when it comes to lunch, talent eats before everyone else, then the PAs. It sucks being the low man on the totem pole. I get it. But there's always a chance that you'll get broken for lunch early so that you'll be back and working by the time lunch is over. You can consider this earning your stripes on the set. This goes right along with being the first on set and being the last to leave. PAs, it's rough work and it's long hours. For me personally, on shoots that I'm producing, the PAs even eat before me. I make sure to go through the line, literally the last person when they're getting ready to clean up the table. Because I am a walking, moving eater, I eat while I'm doing work. It's just something I personally like to do. Not everybody's gonna do that, and I'm not saying I'm gonna do that every time. Sometimes I'm starving by the time lunch comes around, and I will cut in line. I am not afraid to say it, but I don't try and impede anybody's time from eating either. You as a PA might experience something different, and you as a producer might do that a little bit different than me. That's fine. And finally, if you have an available hand to lend to other departments, absolutely do it. If you've already filled up the water bottles and you've already taken out the trash and you've checked with your supervisor to see if there's anything that you can do, go to the other departments and see if they need a hand. That's the best way to make friends. It's also a great way to make job opportunities, because if they know that you know the way they work and you're available, there's no reason for them not to bring you on to another shoot. So there it is, guys. 10 tips on how to be a better on-set employee, or how to identify better on-set employees for your production. Now, real quick, before I go, Potato Jet and I were talking, and I know since a lot of you follow him also and his filmmaking tips, we just want to see what everybody's working on. And maybe we can put that together and make it more of a communal experience. So if that's something that you guys are into, leave a comment below and we'll get together and we'll figure out how we can make it happen, and then hopefully launch something over the summer, or we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, share it with your friends, because they need me. They all do. You know it. I'm also going to put the links from the books in the last video in this description again, so you don't have to hunt back for them if you want to check them out. So that's it for me.